Welcome to another episode of That Arrow Show. Tonight's episode, Penance. We're going to get into the good, we're going to get into the bad, and we're going to get into the Laurel. Alright, let's set it up real quick. Tonight's episode, the scrubs come out to play, and they don't play too well. Let's get into the good. Who's got some good up first?
I got some good. My good is that Big Swole came back.
Big Swole.
And he finally has a name.
And he had your boat jeans on. It was on. He had the Whopper Stubber Timbs, and he can throw bowls too.
He was out there, let him keep his chain and his Timbs.
In jail.
Well, he was probably in holding.
That's true, but you know, they feel like usually when you go and holding and shit, they like take.
I would like to say that he looks nothing like
what was his name? Santiago. He looks nothing. He looks nothing like a Sergio.
All I know is Mr. Terrific called them Big Swole hands.
He called a two-piece and several bits.
But he even threw Timbs at him.
But he stepped to him though.
Respect.
He did step to him. Wild Dog did.
Which brings me to my next good. I'm glad Wild Dog got worked.
He got a proper animal.
This what he needs to learn.
Exactly.
This is the only way you can train sometimes.
Exactly.
Hard knocks.
He was talking all kinds of shit to them.
He was talking grade A, like upper echelon Tiffany.
It's like the shit level, the shit talking level just escalates every episode.
To the point where I'm surprised Felicity didn't say, boy.
I'm glad that the after school special squad got worked. Mm-hmm. I don't know what she was thinking by thinking that they had a chance against him. He was like, look.
But who else was she gonna send? Thea?
You better off sending a text message saying, hey, Oliver, stop.
Alright, now let's get into the bad. Because although there was some shining moments, this episode didn't completely go off without a hitch. I'm gonna start off first. I felt this was a meandering episode. We literally didn't get to the punchline until...
too kind of a word to use.
We literally didn't get to the punchline until the last few minutes of the episode. Because they tried to push in this Diggle plot and the main plot, and they had too much for both. So they tried to finish both of them as best as they can, but they had too much and it stretched way too long.
What was supposed to be the main plot?
That's a good question.
We were led to believe the main plot was to break Diggle out of prison. And it took forever for that to happen because Oliver had to go on, seemed like, 3 missions before he can even get to the jail?
Exactly. It was a side story. That whole middle part...
Are you sure Diggle was supposed to be the side story or the Tobias Church was the side story?
You don't know. And then add in the flashback.
Because, okay, so my bad was the entire episode up until the last 2 minutes. Everything about the episode did not hit correctly. The only thing I can say was mediocre were the fight scenes. The Diggle subplot, if you're going to do a subplot about Diggle, I would like to see Diggle in the show. Because he didn't get there, and I watched my clock, he didn't get there till 8:40.
Damn.
My bad for this has to be Ragman. Are we going to sit here and pretend like he's not a high-class upper echelon hero? I mean, seriously. Like, first of all, one, if you got him there, why did he fight Church?
Right.
Number 2, like he couldn't handle that entire situation.
If the whole confusion about what was the main plot and the side plot was 50% of the problem with this episode, the handling of Ragman was the other 50%. Because literally
They know he too strong.
Exactly. So either they have 2 options.
well, they either use him or not.
They gotta get him off. They gotta get him off the show.
Exactly.
They have no choice.
He probably should... Never mind.
It looked so terrible. What was that when he stood up against the wall after he planted that bomb?
I can't explain that.
He was supposed to be blocking the debris.
Okay, let's backtrack. Why does Ragman have bombs?
Yeah, I don't think he would be able to just bust through a wall.
Let's sidestep to Mr. Terrific. I would rather you had not used him at all. He has been a disappointment ever since he put on his blackface.
They keep pointing out that he's an Olympic athlete, but that's
You don't see
But
it.
that pales in
You never see
that pales in comparison that he keeps getting work like a 9 to 5.
Exactly.
And if and I don't want to go racial because he was our only black hero representation because Diggle was in jail or whatever, but of course he's the weakest character. He gets a knife in the back. He gets handled all the time by these petty thugs.
And the knife in the back nearly killed him. That's what got me.
It was a small knife. A small knife.
Still human.
Seriously, if the point of them being upstarts is to show that they're upstarts, that's fine and dandy, but the whole they getting their ass whooped and shit, that shit's growing old. Like, it really is.
And Artemis serves absolutely no purpose.
Like, if she's not doing anything, the other two minorities getting their ass whooped.
My bad has to deal with all the shade that Felicity was getting this episode. She got shade in the first 3-5 minutes from Lila.
It so felt like, I'm sorry.
I mean, like, why was Lila like, is she gonna be a problem? Also, I need your help. I mean, last thing, all the shade going towards Felicity just really irked me this episode. Like, everyone has something to say negative about Felicity. But I do like in the end how Rory came around and came back to the team. So they made up in that sense.
Was the shade going towards her because of the Rory shit?
It was just coming
That's
from
the
every
ironic
Because
part.
how the fuck would everybody else know what she told him?
No, it was just coming from if she gave advice, they were like, what are you doing, Felicity? If she was like, no, I don't think that's a good idea.
And the
she gonna be a problem?
one person you think would give her shade, Rory didn't give her shade.
And I was like, even when Wild Dog was doing it, it kind of fit, even though he didn't say it, it kind of felt like he was like a white girl.
Yeah.
Oh, another bad. The whole escape from the prison was stolen from Batman Dark Knight. That was the exact same way he escaped from that building in fucking China.
The bungee.
With the bungee cord.
the budget ran out, so they couldn't show that part. All right, now we're about to get into the Laurel. If you thought we had a lot of shit to say about the bad, you start your Laurel off.
All right. It is pretty clear at this moment that Argus does not exist. Why is Lila on missions if you are the head of a secret organization that hires criminals? Matter of fact, why aren't you pretty much pulling John Diggle out of the jail yourself? That's what Argus did. They hired criminals to do things undercover. Like, this is in your job description. This is your title. I don't understand why I don't.
This whole episode, I haven't seen one person in uniform for Argus, and you supposed to be running this huge
There was
military base.
nobody.
Not a single soul.
There was nobody.
You lying for the tax money.
There was absolutely nobody. She had to drive the truck. Well, she had to go get Oliver. She had to drive the truck. She had to be in disguise. I think she flew the plane at the end. I couldn't tell. I thought it was Thea, but thinking about it, that was her.
She was serving the in-flight meals. She was the one making his cop when he got there. Who's flying the plane?
The exits are this way and in the front and back.
Who's flying the plane?
Who was watching the baby?
Nobody.
The baby doesn't exist. Do you not remember that?
Anytime that baby is a man or a woman, depending on whatever Barry did. Let me get my Laurel in here. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get some hate for this. Diggle, I'm sorry. Your wife came to you and said your kid needs you. And Oliver rolls over and says, I need you to be smart. You're like, all right, let's go.
You're not gonna come back for your kid?
But you gonna come back so you can be shooting people in the face? No, homie.
What did he say to get him out of the...
He was like,
I can tell you exactly what he said, word for word.
go for it.
You may want penance, but don't get it as John Diggle. Get it as Spartan.
The tagline for this show should be called Misleading Shit That Happened. Starting from last week when they said the main plot is on this commercial, Archer is Diggle in jail and we gotta break him out. That was a side plot or not. I don't know. You tell me, Greg Berlanti, and then that commercial or whatever, and then they tricked us and said it was a good episode when it wasn't.
All right. Another Laurel, still on the same note. Another Laurel I have is Private Gams. Yeah, I remember your name.
Oh, hell.
I remember your annoying ass face.
His acting was so bad.
We're talking about the black guy who had the blue stress
The
toy.
tall, effeminate black guy that
Don't take my balls.
like,
Your balls
yeah.
were never there. So.
I'm not one for bathroom humor and immature jokes like that, but that was so forced that I literally continued working, doing my work. That Russian shit. I'm not paying attention to it. This motherfucker's not paying attention to it. And these two ain't paying attention to it. Nothing happened. It's bad enough you didn't know what you wanted your A plot to be, but don't shove in those flashbacks like we care.
Alright guys, that wraps it up for this week. Next week, I don't know what the fuck we saw in that preview, but we saw like Deathstroke, Optimus Prime, they still whooping up on Wild Dog, they threw some blue water at him.
How much sex toys are they gonna throw at this guy?
And a bunch of other crazy stuff. Remember, like and subscribe. Check us out next week, every week after the Arrow Show. Peace.
Shut up!